Welcome back to Crystal's Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign of Scorpio for August of 2020. If this reading resonates, please like, share, and subscribe if you have not already done so. Also, I wanted to remind you to never give your power away to a reading or anything else. We have all been blessed with the power of free will. So this reading is intended to assist you on your path for your highest good and your greatest good. The details on how to contact me for a personal reading, as well as the decks used in this reading today, can be found in the details of the description below. Let's go ahead and get into it. Also, I do not pull the cards. I wait for the cards to jump out. If you do not want to wait, please feel free to fast forward. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I think my dog wants to go outside. Sorry. I lost my focus. Okay. The bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor. So it looks like your current situation is you might be dissatisfied with the way that your finances are potentially going. And you're trying to either gain the strength to get them back in order, or they're out of order because you're overpowering on things. You might be overspending, overindulging in a certain area. Like if you like to go out on Fridays. I know right now we're kind of all on restriction, but you might be satisfying that need in other ways, in ways that you can. Like maybe you can't go out to a bar or a club, but there is maybe a place that you can go have a couple of drinks at here and there. So it's either the fact that you're trying to gain the strength to get your finances back in order, or they're out of order because you're not having the strength to kind of know when to say no and know when to prioritize where your funds and resources should go. What is underlining you is a Four of Cups. So you're discontent with something, a decision that you've made potentially in the past regarding love. Or you might not be liking the opportunities that are currently being presented towards you, for you. In the recent past, you have a King of Cups. So this is you showing up in your reading, being in your power. So in your recent past, you might have kind of needed to take a stand for yourself and saying, where am I at? What do I want? What do I need? And how do I obtain that? Or you might have taken a really strong action of love towards someone. And we'll get clarifiers for these. What is kind of in your overall energy, what you think about regularly is something that is hard for you. So you might see something that's been very difficult, and you might have been carrying it for a long time. Even as difficult as it is, you've been willing to bear that load for quite a while now. And it looks like all of that is so that you can maintain an appearance of that you have your shit together. Excuse my language. I do cuss, so if you don't appreciate that, I do apologize, but I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm sure there's a lot of other readers who don't cuss, but that's something I try not to be over ridiculous with it, but I do cuss, so I hope you don't mind. So let's see. You currently see yourself as like you're the ish. Like you're probably very handsome and beautiful. You probably have all of your things together. You probably look really well on the outside, at least your appearance and how you conduct yourself, how your persona is shown and displayed in society. You probably have a good image. Other people see you as you're victorious. Other people see you as that you always win, you always come above, that there's not anything that you cannot conquer. You're afraid. Sorry. You're afraid, and this is the Death card. So you're either afraid to let something end, to let a cycle finish, or you're afraid to really step into your own power. The Death card represents Scorpio. So you're either, again, afraid to let something end, afraid of how it ends, or afraid to really step into your own self, to become yourself, and to get to know yourself on a deeper level, like a more personal level. I'm sorry, I have a very large dog, so his voice is very deep. And everybody's supposed to be helping me with him, but I guess they are not. And the potential outcome, should things remain the same, is the King of Wands. Excuse me. So this is going to be something where you're going to draw a lot of passion for it. You're going to be able to, there'll be a spark within you for this. We're going to get some clarifiers so that we know more detail, more depth of what these things are trying to communicate to us. So give me just 1 second. So again, like I was saying, I do not pull the cards. I wait for them to jump. So if you're not comfortable with this or you're busy, I do respect your time, appreciate your time. So please feel free to fast forward if you need to. Thank you. One more, sorry. Okay. Okay then. Spirit is funny sometimes, isn't he? She, he, it. I don't know what it is, but it's funny. I'm not counting those. I feel like I just flipped those over. If Spirit wants them to come out, they gotta come out again. Okay. Okay. So we'll start at the beginning. Let's see, for 10 minutes. Okay. So this issue that you're having with potentially your finances or maybe your home, your tangible things, your bank account, potentially your job, but more than likely like your home environment. It is either caused or is causing a broken heart within you. It's a sadness within you. That's the strength card. And to clarify, the strength card, we got the strength card again, the Queen of Cups, and the Star. Okay, so it looks to me like potentially in the past you saw somebody that was, you thought that they were somebody that you could invest your love in, and you did so, and it didn't work out very well for you, but because it was something like it was an image you had to continue with because it was something that had happened for so long. It was, you see one without the other, or you don't see one without the other. It was like a pair, an expected pair. So you went ahead, and even though you had doubts about it, it was something that you saw potential in. So you went ahead and you continued to pursue it. And you spent a lot of time with it, trying to build it, trying to create it, kind of forcing the energy at times. And it didn't get you where you wanted to be. It got you sad and potentially, like you might be going through, I don't see any cards that necessarily say a divorce per se, but I do see multiple cards that say that love that is being offered is not being accepted potentially. And there's definitely an end wanting to come to something. So we'll get further into the message, but it looks like what it's starting out is that you're not happy regarding potentially your finances and your home because of a investment that you made towards love that didn't work out, that was probably overbearing for you. And that because even though you saw red flags, it was something that it looked good and it was kind of what people expected from you. So you continued with it, even though you had red flags and it didn't work out to be a good thing for you. So your underlying energy is the Four of Cups. So this is not really accepting or appreciating what you have. It's kind of somewhat of like the grass is greener on the other side. And so you're kind of going inside on your internal mission, kind of to self-reflect and kind of evaluate what have you put into the relationship and what have they put into the relationship, and is it balanced? Is it fair? Is it something that is able to be sustained? Is this something that can continue to happen the way that it's been happening? And if not, is this person able to change and compromise and meet you where you need to be met? Because this is somebody who has been around for a long, long period of time, and you do love them very, very much. It's just there's a lot of difficulty tied in with the relationship with them. It's up and down and up and down, and it's good and bad, and you can never really get your footing on anything. And just when things kind of seem like they're going to get taken off the ground and get better, they kind of revert a little bit. So you're trying to get that to just stabilize where you can kind of get your finances back in order, get your emotionalness, your emotional body back in order and stable. In the near future, it looks like you will have an opportunity of love that you might not accept it. You're going to be looking at it, and is it good enough for me? And this card also you've already gotten as well out here. You got that in your underlying energy. So this is something really, really you need to look at. Like even if this person, like just because they've been around for a long time, doesn't mean that they have to continue to be around for a long time. If you're really not happy with where you're at, and you don't know that this is where you see yourself being, and you don't know if you're right for them and they're right for you, why have you been investing so much of your time and energy into this for so long? for so long. You've been doing this, not knowing if it's the right thing to do, and you keep doing it. And I'm so sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I'm not laughing at you. It's very sad to see something. I think in these times, like we all do this, where we see something and we invest in it, and it was what we hoped for, and so we kind of saw like, oh, that's what I like. That looks like the packaging of what I'm wanting. It looks like my present at Christmas time. And maybe it was, maybe there was some love on the scene, but it was very overpowering. It was too much. It wasn't balanced. It was forced. It wasn't something that was equal give and take. One minute it was you giving, the next minute it was them giving. It's not balanced. And you're constantly wondering, is this right for me? You're constantly wondering it. You have that, and then you go inside to figure it out. And you kind of leave them on the outside too. You don't communicate with them when you're thinking these things. You're not vocalizing your concerns and your feelings. And if you're doing it, you're not really doing it to the point where it's going to benefit your relationship. You're doing it to the point where, like, it's more like a jab at them. It's more like it's a jab. It's not like, hey, let's fix this, let's resolve this. It's more like, I'm feeling this way, just so you know. I don't really want what you offer me at the moment, but I might consider it later, and it goes back and forth like that. So you're really being encouraged that even though you know what you have everything together on the outside, like really look and see what it is that you want. Where do you see yourself going? What inspires you? What makes you happy at the end of the day? Where do you see yourself being at like 50 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 5 years from now? Where do you want to see yourself when you're 90 years old? Who do you see yourself with? What kind of person do you see yourself with? Okay. And then for how they see you is always having victory at all costs. Like you leave them on the out. Like once you make up your mind of like, okay, like you're very stubborn, super stubborn. Like you decided, like, I'm done with this argument, even though they still have feelings and they still have things to say. You don't want to hear it. You don't care. You said or didn't want to say how you were feeling. And so you made your decision with your own opinions, your own thoughts, and your own feelings, and you didn't share it. And you didn't care on their opinions, their thoughts, their feelings about it. Let's see. So a healthy relationship, you want to have a healthy relationship. So once you get that energy back in balance, you're hoping that that's going to kind of like restore being able to have joy with your finances and your home and all the things that you want to touch in this earthly plane. And what you're hoping and fearing is ending something or getting to know yourself in an intimate way. The Two of Cups indicates the Two of Cups, when it's like this, it kind of indicates like a commitment. It's a romantic commitment between two. They're making a commitment towards each other. They're going to be open and honest, and they're going to heal things. They're going to grow things. They're going to build, and they're going to do things. But it's in the reverse. So you're not really trying to share how you're feeling about things. So this, to me, it looks like one of two things, a couple of things actually. So again, you're just trying to just shut everybody out and allow whatever relationships to just kind of fade and not really put energy into them, but at the same time not fess up to, I don't want this relationship, or I'm not willing to put energy into this anymore. You need to get to the point where you're going through your dark night of the soul to clear out your toxic things so that you can make room for the healthier things. But you're fearing that process, and you're not really wanting to move forward too quickly in it. And or you're trying to end unstable pattern on how you handle relationships and how you interact with them and the relationships that you find yourself engaged in. So the potential outcome, should everything remain the same, is the King of Wands. And so this is like, it's having spark back. It's having enthusiasm again. And let's see the story on this. Okay. So it looks like we're kind of recapping. So how you get that passion back, how you get to the potential outcome of having your passion back again, is to really evaluate things and make a judgment on how you conduct yourself, how you process things. Those around you, you can't control people around you, but you can control who you have around you. And if you have people around you who aren't good examples, that aren't going on the path that you want to go, who aren't, they're not showing you, or they're not where you want to be, they're not in the area you're hoping to find yourself eventually, then you kind of want to break free from those. Birds of a feather flock together. Dress how you dress for the job that you want, not the job that you have, right? So those things, you need to like really take a judgment of things, like take inventory of yourself, emotionally, physically, not physically, because it looks like you already have that together. You don't need to worry about that. But you do need to worry about the things that really matter, the inside of you, your soul, the spirit, your heart, the essence of you, what makes you happy. Those things, take inventory of those, and look and take stock and say, am I where I want to be? Am I in the environment I want? Do I have the people around me and the connections around me that I want? Is this helpful for me? Does this allow me to grow and benefit myself in a efficient way that's productive? And if it is, if it isn't, be willing to fight for it. And if it is, be willing to fight to keep it. You want to have things in your life that are good and balancing, that bring you joy and inspiration, not chaotic and frustration and confusion on a regular basis. You don't want to have to be sitting there struggling and wondering and sleepless nights and things like that. You want to actually have energy to put towards something, to start to build on things. Queen of Pentacles, that's queens are the thought process, or the feminine energy. The kings are the action behind it, or the masculine energy. So when it's this, for me, and with all the cards that we've had in this reading, this is telling me that you really need to get serious and take a judgment call of what you're fighting for, and if it's worth it, if it's stressing you out, and if you want to continue to put your energy into it and to continue to build it, to focus on it. And if not, then respectfully and kindly and respectfully let it go. Otherwise, you're wasting your energy, and you're wasting somebody else's energy, and you're taking up time and space that's not necessary. We're all here to evolve and grow and improve for our greatest good. And the way to do that is continue to improve and continue to be honest and serious with ourselves and those around us. And to really kind of, from time to time, take initiative to clean up our own energy and to be honest with others and to be serious about things, regardless of how we look on the outside. The inner self is just as important. So I hope you have enjoyed this reading. I hope you have found something helpful. I hope you have a good rest of your evening or day. Thanks.